Hey guys, welcome back to my workshop. I'm in the process of turning this Tuff shed into my dream workshop. In the last video, I installed LVP flooring, and in this video, we will be assembling and installing cabinets. I can't wait to get my tools in here. The workshop is getting so close to being finished. I'm really excited to tell you guys about these cabinets, so let's get into it. Storage is very important for the workshop, so I wanted a full wall of cabinets where I could store my tools and supplies. I'm going with a ready-to-assemble cabinet. I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for not building my own cabinets, but these cabinets were a great price and I just don't have the time to build my own. Devin has been helping to assemble a few cabinets here and there over the past couple of weeks. We've had cabinets scattered throughout the house, so now we just have a few left to assemble. I was going to go with IKEA cabinets. We've used them a handful of times in the past, so I built them out in the IKEA program, and they would have been about $5,700 without shipping. Instead, one of our good friends is in cabinet sales, and he introduced us to these ready-to-assemble cabinets by Bella. I'm so impressed with these cabinets. They're cheaper than IKEA. I saved over $1,000. They're higher quality, they're easier to assemble, and they ship out fast. I especially like the drawers. They have dovetail joinery and they feel very sturdy, which is important for all the tools and supplies that I'll be storing in here. These shaker style cabinets come in a painted white or gray finish and a stained cashew or nutmeg finish. I was so excited about these cabinets and I knew you guys would love them too, so I've teamed up with my friend to offer you guys a personalized cabinet experience. If you're interested in these cabinets for an upcoming project, you can fill out the form in the description below and we will help you out with a floor plan and quote for serious inquiries only. Once all of the cabinets were installed, I took all the doors off and I took all the drawers out. It's much easier to install them this way. I want to take a quick break to thank Beam for sponsoring today's video. Beam introduced me to their Dream Powder, which is basically a cup of healthy hot cocoa formulated to help you get your best night's sleep. I'll be honest, I was a bit skeptical at first. The first time I tried the Dream Powder, sleep came over me like a wave within 45 minutes. I thought maybe it was just the placebo effect and all in my head, but I've been consistently getting better night's sleep, falling asleep faster, staying asleep, and waking up feeling more refreshed. So I'm thoroughly impressed and really excited to share this product with you guys. So Dream Powder contains natural sleep ingredients like melatonin, magnesium, and others. Alone, these ingredients are powerful, but together they make a groundbreaking nighttime blend that eases your body into rest and supports it through all the stages of sleep. I've been loving this mint chip flavor. It's delicious. There's no added sugar. It's only 15 calories. You just pour 1 to 2 scoops into a mug of hot water or milk and froth it together. It's best to sip 30 to 45 minutes before bed to enjoy your deepest night's sleep. This Dream Powder has been a much healthier and more beneficial alternative than the glass of red wine that I would revert to at the end of the day. I like to sip on this while I'm finishing up some edits, watching a TV show, or reading a book before bed. It's like a tasty nighttime hot chocolate that I can look forward to every night, and I look forward to the added benefits of proper sleep even more. You can subscribe and save 20%, plus get an additional 15% off and a free frother with my code Stephanie when you click my link in the description below. That's up to 35% off the original price. You can pause, skip, or cancel anytime, so there's no risk. The cabinets are assembled and now it's time for install. Here are the tools that I use to install the cabinets. You can find them linked in the description below. I started by taking a measurement from wall to wall. That measurement was 256, but my cabinets take up 252 inches, so that means I have 4 inches to play with for spacing. I have my layout and spacing figured out. The next step was to mark out the studs. I took my stud finder and my 48-inch level and marked out all the studs clearly. For the first cabinet, I knew that I had a stud at 7 3/8 of an inch and 20 1/4 inches. So once I get this cabinet in place and all shimmed up, all shimmed up, level and plumb, then I can take that measurement accounting for the 1-inch gap at the wall and secure the cabinet into the studs at 7 3/8 and 20 1/4. What I should have done was leave a 2-inch gap at this wall, install the cabinets down the line, and then leave a 2-inch gap or so at the other end. Instead, I decided to space out the gaps a bit more and install the tall cabinets first because those were the toughest, and then work my way towards the center. Either way, make sure to leave enough of a gap at the wall so that your cabinet doors can open fully. Since I have 2 studs behind the first cabinet, I'm going to secure 2 screws at the very top and 2 screws at the bottom with 2.5-inch cabinet screws. This next cabinet was a bit easier to measure for the studs. I took a measurement from the end of the first cabinet to each stud, and then I transferred that measurement to the back of the cabinet. This next cabinet also had an outlet to account for, so I took the measurement for that outlet and transferred it to the back of the cabinet as well. After I transferred the measurements for the studs onto the back of the cabinet, I pre-drilled holes right away so that once the cabinet is pushed into place, I know exactly where the screws need to be secured. I used my multi-tool to cut out the back of the cabinet for the outlet. I turned off the breaker and unscrewed the outlet, then angled it so that it's easier to transfer through the cabinet. I pushed the cabinet into place, shimmed it level and plumb, and then used clamps to clamp the faces of the cabinets together nice and flush. I secured a few 2.5-inch cabinet screws into the back of the cabinet into the pre-drilled holes for the studs. To secure the faces together, I pre-drilled holes and then secured 2.5-inch screws. After the cabinet was secured, I took the outlet extender, slipped it around the outlet, and then secured it with the long screws provided. I followed the same steps for the 2 full height cabinets on the other side. One thing to keep in mind when you're measuring and marking out the studs on the back of your cabinet, the face frame overhangs the cabinet about 1/4 inch, so there's a 1/4 inch gap in between the cabinets, so you want to make sure you're shifting that measurement 1/4 inch over on the back of your cabinet as well. After the full height cabinets were installed, I worked my way towards the center, installing the base cabinets. For each cabinet, I followed the same steps where I used shims underneath the cabinet to get the cabinet level and plumb. I secured the faces of each of the cabinets together and then secured the cabinets into the back wall. For these cabinets, if there was a gap at the back wall, I used a few shims to fill that gap, and then I secured the 2.5-inch screws into studs. For the last center cabinet, I made sure to center it so that the gaps were even on each side. Like I mentioned before, I wish I would have left a 2-inch gap at the end of each wall rather than spacing them out and leaving gaps here at the center, but this worked out just fine, and once I added the filler pieces and caulk, you won't see them at all. All of the cabinets are secured. Now I can install the filler pieces and trim. The cabinets came with filler boards to rip down to whatever size you needed. They also came with scribe molding to cover each of the gaps at the wall and a toe kick to nail at the bottom. I took a measurement for the gaps in the center, then cut and ripped the boards down to size. I secured the filler pieces with some clamps, pre-drilled a few holes, and then used 2.5-inch cabinet screws to secure the filler pieces. At the end walls, I cut and ripped the filler pieces down to size. Then I used my brad nailer to nail the filler pieces to the face frame of the cabinet. I used shims where needed to keep the filler pieces tight to the cabinet. The filler piece still left a small gap at the wall, and so I nailed on that thin scribe molding to cover the gap. For the final touches, I used some caulk to cover the seams of all of the cabinets so they truly look seamless. I also filled all of the nail holes. Last but not least, I cleaned out all the cabinets, installed the shelf pins and shelves. I installed all of the doors and drawers. I adjusted the doors and drawers so the gaps are the same all the way around, and then stuck on the rubber door bumpers. Once again, if you're interested in these ready-to-assemble cabinets, we are offering you guys a personalized cabinet experience. You can fill out the form in the description below, and we will help you out with a floor plan and quote for serious inquiries only. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful. For my next project, I'll be building my own countertop, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next video.